All right, gang. What's the deal? Man? It's y'all favorite hood partner, Big NINABOY. So listen, today we go be on my second channel, NINABOY Hood Reactions. Let me drop it in the comment section. I'm only just on here on the main channel to get some of the audience to come over to my second channel. Right now, we got 7 people over there. We trying to get at least a good 50 over there before we start the Lil Woody trial, man. This is by popular demand. Everybody like, Nina, what's up with Lil Woody, man? Like, fall in. So, yeah, I got some tools y'all can use, man, and give a great perspective of what's going to go down with Lil Woody, man. Yeah, we finna get into the Lil Woody sector, man. You know what I'm saying? On my second channel. The main channel is the main thing, man. Don't get it twisted. We always thumbing through the content. Hey, content is king over here. We definitely gonna stay over here with the Nipsey sector. But on my second channel, hey, man, they want to jump into the Lil Woody trial, man. So we finna fall in. So with that being said, man, shout out to everybody pulling up. But y'all go ahead and slide over there to my second channel. Right now it's 12 people over there. Let me put it in the comment section. We finna get into it. Let me see. All right. So it's right there on this channel. I didn't put it on my comment community post, but at the same time, if y'all rock with me, you know how to find me. All right, so let's get into it, man. Let's go.
What you saying?
Okay. Do you remember testifying last week that you were in the Infinity a few days before Nuts murder and it spun out on the highway?
What you asking me?
It's apparently you're not the only one that objects to it. Mr. Copeland does not understand what you're trying to ask him. Rephrase the question. Sure.
Last week, do you remember being asked by either Mr. Steele or Mr. Shard about the Infinity spinning out on the highway a few days before Nuts murder?
Why don't you just try to ask it maybe in pieces?
Do you remember last week being asked about the Infinity spinning out on the highway?
Yes.
Okay. And did that spin out happen right before Nuts murder?
Yeah, so follow me on this channel. I'm finna cut this channel off in a little bit. This channel won't be up once we get to a couple more views over there on NINABOY Reaction.
Do you remember telling last week during cross-examination?
I remember saying that. I read the cut and I gave you the threat.
All right. And then you also remember you gave Threat the car at the studio the night before Nuts murder, correct?
All right, y'all. Make sure y'all go to my second channel, NINABOY Reactions. We finna cut this channel off.
Murder, correct?
I'm listening.
Is that a yes? You remember that?
I remember getting threat the cut and leaving.
Okay. And you also remember stealing Nuts' chain, correct?
I ain't steal nothing.
Or do you remember taking Nuts' chain out of the car?
What about it?
Do you remember testifying that you remember that last week?
I remember.
And that you testifies from memory that you gave him back the chain, correct?
Yes, I did.
All right. But the only thing you don't remember now is what Little D told you in the car at the McDonald's. Is that fair to say?
It's not remember. It's like I told you, I made it up. The D didn't get in the car and tell me that.
And is it only now in 2024 that it's convenient that you don't remember what D told you, or that D did not tell you anything inside of that car?
Because I didn't think I didn't think it was gonna be a big deal. I just, if I knew that it would have did all of this, I wouldn't even, you know what I mean? Like, damn, man, I keep telling y'all.
Do you remember on cross-examination, Mr. Steele asking you about the shooting at the gambling house?
I done been involved in so many shootings, man. Like, you got to be more specific.
The shooting at the gambling house that happened the week before Nut passed away. Do you remember talking to Mr. Steele about that?
He was more specific, and I'm asking, can you be more specific?
Sure. Do you remember Mr. Still asking you if you heard a 911 call from the shooting at the gambling house where
Okay.
Thug's car got shot at?
I remember he asked.
Okay. To your knowledge, did Thug ever get his car window fixed?
To my knowledge, did he ever get a car fixed?
Get the car window fixed?
I never seen a bullet hole in his car.
So are you saying that you never saw the window get shot out
Nah.
at the game?
All right, so look, man, we finna go over there to my second channel, man. NINABOY reactions, man. Type in NINABOY Hood reaction. You can find me over there. But until then, man, I'll see y'all later on my main channel. Let's get it.
When the night it happened, I was so mad. Shit, by the time I noticed he was gone, I didn't even, I don't know.
Now, do you remember last week on Cross that Mr. Steele showed you the surveillance video from the Texaco gas station?
Yes,
And do you remember him asking you whether or not you saw Thug get out the car?
I'm listening.
Do you remember him asking you that?
Yes,
Okay. And do you remember, I believe Mr. Shard also asked you if you saw Shannon get out the vehicle? Do you remember?
yeah, I remember them asking.
Okay.
She know he lying,
Him
man.
asked you, did you or Thug get the car
This
window
crazy,
tinted on
gang.
Infinity after you rented it from the Hertz rental facility?
I don't know what you're talking about.
There you go.
So you don't know if you got it tinted?
I don't even think the car had 10 windows on it. I can't remember if it had 10 windows on there or not.
I'm asking, did you or Thug go get the windows tinted?
I don't know if the car was tinted. Like, I don't know. I can't remember if the car was tinted or not.
Now, y'all got to understand, man, Lil Woody has to play his position. He's making a lot of money at this point. You see what I'm saying? He have been portrayed as a rider, a gangster, a young, stick-up kid, right? But at the same time, we was debating about it, and we all got to understand that's why Charleston White really like him. Charleston White know that sometimes you gotta play a sucker to catch a sucker. Now he's recanting everything that he said in this trial. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, he testified that he lied. You see what I'm saying? In that Ex-Parte meeting, she's trying to double cross on him. And looking at the numbers on the scoreboard, Lil Woody is keeping score. He has the Constitution behind his back. He got the right to plead the fifth. You see what I'm saying? And all he got to say is, I don't know. I don't remember. It's possible I could have said it. If he running like that the whole trial, man, it's going up, man. Lil Woody go be. And it's crazy because, everybody call Lil Woody snitch. All right, yeah, he snitched. Yeah, you see what I'm saying? But the main thing is that Young Thug don't go to jail behind him snitching. You see what I'm saying? Because in today's society, gang of these niggas telling, man, shit, nigga be telling a nigga, his homeboy girlfriend, yeah, Tyrone was in the back last night. They snitching on the streets. Let's go.
Now, on the night of Donovan Thomas's murder, it's fair you were not at the gas station that night, correct?
I told y'all I was at my baby mama's house.
Okay. And you only told the police what Little D from Mechanicsville told you, correct?
I told the police whatever to get them out for me.
Okay. And in that interview, you told the police that Little D told you that they switched cars at the gas station, correct?
Excuse me. You say that again?
Sure. You told the police that Little D told you that they switched the cars at the gas station, correct?
I told the police whatever to get them out for me.
Do you know if they switched the cars behind the gas station?
How would I know?
Okay.
I just know when I looked at that video where they showed me last week, I didn't see nobody switch cars, so I felt that they'd prove that, you know what I mean, that I lied in the past. I can't speak on now, like.
But you only know what Demekion told you, correct?
He didn't tell me that.
Now,
if he would have told me that, I would have knew. So for example, let's say if they did switch cars at the gas station, the camera would show that. So I that's why I keep telling you, stop going in the past. I ain't trying to go to jail, but if you're gonna keep going in the past, I'm telling you, don't do that because I lied.
Okay. Do you know if there were cameras behind the gas station?
This boy
To my
crazy.
understanding, there's cameras all over them.
I'm asking you specifically, do you know if there were gas station cameras behind the gas station?
You gotta go ask the gas station and see.
Now, on cross-examination, Mr. Steele asked you, or you told Mr. Steele that Thug encouraged you to speak to the police on the night of the murder. Is that fair to say?
I don't recall telling him that. I don't know.
Let me ask you, did Thug take you down to the police department to go talk to the police?
No.
On the same night of Donovan Thomas's murder, your family's house was targeted, correct?
My baby mother house was.
And to your knowledge, Mr. Williams or Thug's stepfather's house was targeted, correct?
To my knowledge, I don't know. I don't have a clue.
He gonna have the same rebuttal every time she come at him. Listen, he understands that everything that he's been saying has been a lie this whole time. He been blowing smoke up the rabbit hole. You see what I'm saying? He been blowing smoke this whole time. This was strategic. You know what I'm saying? Like I had an agreement that he's dumb smart. You see what I'm saying? Some people think he's a genius. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, the strategy that he's projecting, listen, it's only one way at this point. Make no doubt about it. It looks bad on how he came out the gate. It looks bad. Looking at how he narrated the whole story, he lied, the information. It was like he had to give and take just to get to what he really wanted. Now you gotta realize Lil Woody cannot be that motherfucking tough, nigga. Lil Woody probably 4 feet tall, nigga. I don't know no 4 feet tall nigga whooping everybody ass 6 feet, 12 feet tall, man. Lil Woody has to play this position because if he don't, his life can depend on it. Now at this point, it's like call off the wolves. You know what I'm saying? All right, even if he fucked up or he made a mistake, call off the wolves. Let me get back in rotation and let me fix this. Can he redeem himself from snitching? Snitching is snitching, man. You can't go across that. You can't. I don't care how you cut that. But one thing he can do, he might be labeled a snitch, but he definitely can have the you know what I'm saying, the redemption of you saved Thug life. Yeah, he snitched, but he saved Thug life. And guess who's on trial? Thug. So yeah, nigga, you gonna have to carry that jacket, bro, for sure. Make no doubt about it. But the way he's handling this trial right now, any other person, blood vessels would have bust. He would have had anxiety. You see what I'm saying? Like he's lying this whole time. He's telling her that he's lying when she's cross-examining. Let's go.
Still to this day, I don't know.
Now, cross-examination, you told defense counsel that you had multiple phones back in January of 2015. Is that fair?
I did.
Okay.
I had 2, not multiple.
You had 2 phones. Now, I'm going to show you a screenshot of Stacey's exhibit 378 Yankee Alpha.
Excuse me, Judge.
Yes.
Can you cut the air down just a little bit?
What?
The air.
Is it hotter or colder?
It's freezing. Thank you so much.
Hey, look, man, this is real TV. This is how a real street dude is on trial.
Do you see
going through the
this
bush.
screenshot of 378 Yankee Alpha?
Yes.
And is that a phone in your hand?
Yes.
Correct. And I'm going to also show you a screenshot from 378 Yankee Bravo. And do you have a cell phone in that picture as well?
So I guess so.
Now, when you said you had 2 phones, did you have one phone that was your primary phone?
Can you be more, what you mean?
Is there one phone that you use more than the other phone?
I got both of them for the same purpose,
What was the same purpose?
to use them.
Is there one phone that you called Deshaun on primarily?
I call home both phones if I had to.
Okay. What about calling your brother Trez?
I treated both phones the same.
Do you remember the phone number for both phones?
I actually got locked up with the other phone
When did you get locked up with the other phone?
for my probation violation.
The phone that you showed Detective Thorpe on January 11th, that is the phone that you had with you the night of Donovan Thompson's murder, correct?
Can you say it again?
The phone that you showed Detective Thorpe, that is the phone you had with you the night of Donovan Thompson's murder, correct?
Yes. That's my one I showed in the interview?
Yes.
Yes.
And that is the phone number that you gave him for the night of Donovan Thompson's murder, correct?
I don't know which phone number I gave him. I can't just say yeah or no to that.
Now, do you remember, we talked about this earlier, Mr. Steele playing for you a jail call from December of 2022. Do you remember that?
December 22?
Yes, when you were in the Fayette County Jail?
Yes.
Okay. And do you remember in that call talking to your, I believe it was your sister, about Yak overhearing a conversation that you
No, he's
had?
not part of
Yes.
YSL. He's not part of YSL.
And that Yak was in the bedroom, I believe, with your cousin, and you were talking to someone else, and he overheard that conversation. Do you remember that?
Yes.
And you were concerned that he was going to tell people about the conversation he overheard. Do you remember that?
I wasn't concerned. I try to be more secretive about whatever I got going on.
What was the conversation that you were having that you were concerned he was going to go back and tell?
I don't think you heard me. I like to be secretive about my conversation.
Okay. Well, let's play Defense Exhibit 250. And we're going to only play from 425 to 559.
I need to put the headphones on.
Yes, please.
It's working now?
It should be.
He's going to continue to lie. It don't.
Try putting it. Is it showing up on your computer?
It's right here, but I hit it out loud. I went ahead and through these. Let me take it out, put it back in.
It should be.
You could tell Lil Woody stressed out.
Are
He's
you on the
stressed
inside?
out.
See that same screen?
Can I?
Me?
It's right here.
He got to fight that fight, man. He got to fight that
Mhm.
fight.
Overheard me and somebody else having a conversation.
No.
Not me, sure.
This is a clear-cut case of why you got to remember to lie. Every time you talk to them,
This is a prepaid.
you got to remember that lie, man.
Last week, it seemed to just take it a minute before it would play on there. And also, where are the good headphones that were around a few weeks ago? Anybody know?
We were still looking for them, Your Honor. I think it got carted away with the
Yeah,
other.
I think so too, but yeah, that might help also.
We are trying to find those.
All right.
Thank you. Like I said, we're only gonna play 450.
Yeah, I can hear
425
it.
to 559.
That means that being Jet had overheard me and somebody else having a conversation. Know what I mean? So he was in sister house. Yeah. Yeah, this nigga was late. No, sister house, cuz.
Oh. Whoa.
This nigga was laid up in her bed, and I was in the living room. I was in the living room telling nigga, I was telling my partner like, man, look, man, these fuck niggas got this and then third. I'm telling him what's going on. Like these fuck niggas playing on me. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
So while I'm telling him,
That's the throw off right there, right?
This nigga, the whole conversation come out the room.
So it leads you to believe that Lil Woody been lying since the beginning. He been trying to, he been trying to throw him off of him. Lil Woody is probably one of them niggas that put in so much work, so much dirt that they probably hit him with so much shit. He started giving them lies and bullshit just to survive. You see what I'm saying? And the cold game about this, that's why I say you gotta always remember your lives. See, a lot of street dudes that's in the streets, this is what you up against when you really get caught up on this gangster level. You see what I'm saying? When you got to decide, man, you gonna be a lion or a lioness. You know what I'm saying? They're when you got to be able to stand tall through it all. See, the fun part is committing the crimes and getting caught up. But when the lawyers and the defense and the prosecutor go, they fight with the law. They fight with the book. That book, that's what they want, bro. And when you look at this, Lil Woody have definitely sustained a position in maintaining his character. This is a character that he's putting on right now. This whole man, he's going to blow this case. Now, prosecution looks like they got him caught up in something, but he's showing from the beginning of the time he was lying from back then. You see what I'm saying? The whole time. So what operation are they standing on? How's prosecution go really? Double cross this and get a W for this. They're not getting no W based off of he's showing them he was lying through the whole testifying. Let's go.
Mm-hmm.
So when I see him, my mouth dropped. I'm like, what? You feel me? Like, so when he heard the whole conversation, I'm just like, shit, fuck it. You know what I mean? I already know you could go back and let them niggas know it's him.
Mm-hmm.
He tried to tell me that what I was talking about, I was wrong. I ain't know what I was talking about. I'm like, yeah, I do know what I'm talking about. I ain't stupid.
That's it, crazy. It's a mug. I said, that shit crazy as hell. Y'all need to put that up for my people.
Then after that, then what's his name when kind of posting on his Instagram page and try to come back around. Man, I ain't come back around y'all niggas. I knew what y'all got saying. Come on, man. Y'all niggas crazy here thinking I'm stupid.
Now, Mr. Copeland, what conversations were you having such that you were concerned that he was going to go back, he being Yak was going to go back and tell people about the conversation you were having?
What you mean?
What were you talking about to your friend that he overheard that you were concerned they were going to go back and tell?
I plan on doing something to somebody. That's what I said.
Then in the call, didn't you tell your sister that you said, I was in the living room telling this N-word, telling my partner, like, F these N-words, this, that, and the third. I'm telling him what's going on, that they plotting on me. You feel me? When I'm telling him that these N-words are plotting on me, this N-word Yak hear the whole conversation and he came out the bedroom.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So who did you think was plotting on you?
Didn't I tell you I like to I think they was planning on me.
Who's the they?
Mr. Williams.
Okay.
That's why I said.
And you were concerned that Yak was going to go back and tell Mr. Williams and them what you were telling your friend?
I wasn't concerned about him going back and telling me. I really was debating, should I let him leave?
Did you tell Yak, I already know that you fixing to go back and tell them what happened? And he tried to tell you, I'm not going to do that.
Me and my friend was looking at each other, trying to debate on what we had going on right then and there.
And it's safe to say that you didn't do anything. Yak was
Right. He
just
playing both sides, man.
Correct.
He did this to himself, man. You know,
Yes.
you got to operate on a high level to be a street operator, man. You got to operate on a high
Now,
level.
also, during the same call, and even in the course of your testimony, you said that you lied on Thug. Do you remember testifying to that multiple times?
I told you that.
What are the lies that you've told on Thug?
I put a lot of blame on him that I know that I should never did. If I, like I said, if I knew that it would have caused all these problems right here, I would never did it. But I told you I was going through a dark phase in my life. And at the time, I didn't care about none of the choices I made in life. And through the midst of, I was going through that phase, I had my little girl and she gave me a purpose. So, I'm done.
No, are you? Specifically, you keep saying
I'm done.
that I told these lies because I thought it would get me out of trouble. So what are the lies that you told on Thug?
This
that you
nugget
thought
right
would
here,
get
man.
you out of trouble?
Whatever the police wanted me to say. If they brought his name up, about anything, I didn't care if he could have been in another country. I would have said he's right there, and he did it. Like he had something to do with it because they made me feel like they wanted him, and they only got me because of the stupid stuff that I done. And if I could get them something to help them out about him, then they'll let me go. And that's what I kept doing. And the whole time, they knew that I was just doing it, and they didn't care.
So
So
let's
you
talk
get
about
it?
some of the things you
So
told
look.
the police about Thug, okay?
So look at the cross-examination. He's verbatim. He's saying, look, that was the Thug was the throw off. He knew if he could give them a fake story about young Thug, it would throw all the pressure off of him. You see what I'm saying? Knowing that he's lying. So the whole time he lied on Thug and been labeled a snitch because the way he lied, it painted a truth in a scenario sense to the point where it's like, oh, we got him. You see what I'm saying? Because if you look at how they got Gunner, right? Gunner was never around with none of the gangster shit. He was only guilty by association. You see what I'm saying? But at the same time, this is what Woody is saying is he's like, man, hey, everybody use the word gang. You see what I'm saying? You can't say it's a gang because everybody's saying gang. That's like saying that the ninja word. You see what I'm saying? Everybody using that. So what he's saying is that basically I lied to y'all and threw all this on him because I knew y'all wanted him. And if I could get y'all off of me, let me lie to y'all about him and throw it on him. And if you lying about him and don't have the actual facts, he know that they go blow that case. You know what I'm saying? He was lying. So Thug was just a casualty of war. If you put it in retrospect, he was just a piece on the chessboard. You know what I'm saying? To save his own self. But you did it to yourself and you went out bad trying to do it. That's why it looks so bad right now. Let's go.
Do you recall that you told the police that Thug's window was being shot out? That Thug's window was shot out at the gambling house?
I think I said it in the interview.
Do you recall that you told the police about Mo and other bloods
Salute.
you and Thug?
I think I probably did.
You told the police about a concert with Thug and Rich Homie Quan.
I probably did.
You told the police that Thug gave you money to hold.
What you mean by that? Be more specific.
Sure. You told Thug that he may have one time given you $1,000, but like that you could keep, but he may have given you $300,000 that you could flash.
That nigga ain't never gave me. I mean, excuse my language, but he never gave me $300,000 to flash.
But it's fair to say you told him he gave you some money to hold.
What you mean?
He gave you money to flex with, to flash with.
As we together?
Yes.
Okay.
That's what you told the police, correct?
Well, I ain't gonna tell them it was my money.
At some point, did you tell the police Thug just gave you money that you could flash in the club?
Right. So the police asked me where I get all this money from. My job is to lie to the police. That's how I was raised up. I'm not gonna tell them that, oh, I break in stores or I do this, I
Right,
do that. I'm gonna tell them that, hey,
right.
he's
Listen,
legit. It's stole money.
it's the throw
If I
off,
knew
man.
that it was gonna backfire me,
Nobody,
I would never said that.
bro, nobody
You
tell the
also told the
truth to the
police that
police.
you didn't know
Nobody.
what beef Thug and Nut had, correct?
I probably did.
You told the police that Thug rented the Infinity.
I did.
You told the police that on the night of Donovan Thomas's murder, that Thug got into another car with a girl and Little D, correct?
Mm. That might be one of the stories I told them. I can't be specific if that's what I said.
You told the police that Thug was not in the Infinity at the time of the murder, correct?
I probably did.
You never told police that Thug shot anyone. Is that fair to say?
Huh?
You never told the police that Thug shot anyone, correct?
Yeah, I did.
No.
I told the police.
You never told the police that Thug shot Nut, correct?
Oh, no, I don't think I told them that.
You never told the police that Thug was driving the Infinity at the time of Nut's murder, correct?
I didn't tell them that either. It wouldn't make sense to tell them that.
You never told police that Thug was bragging on the murder of Nut, like Nar and Dolly, correct?
Huh?
You never told the police that Thug bragged on Nut's murder, correct?
Mm. I never heard nobody bragging on it.
You told the police that Nar and Dolly bragged on Nut's murder, correct?
No.
So everything that you told the police that we just went over, which one was the finesse?
The one that make more sense, where you take a little bit where you know that they can prove, and then
But if you're trying to finesse
put the
them,
twist on it.
if you're trying to finesse them to get out of jail, why not say Thug was bragging about the murder?
When I say he brag about the murder, what you mean?
Why wouldn't that be believable?
Who brags about the murder?
Okay. Why wouldn't you say that Thug was driving the Infinity at the time of the murder? He rented it.
Because I'm talking to Gaither and Dennis. Like I've been dealing with them for a long time. I know they're a long way from stupid.
Right, but that's believable. He rented the car, so why not tell them that?
Rephrase your question.
Sure. If you're trying to finesse the police, why not tell them that Thug was driving the car?
Because think about this. This man is a multi-millionaire superstar. If I go in the police station and be like, yeah, Thug was a getaway driver in the killing of a nut, they're gonna look at me like I'm stupid.
But he rented the car, didn't he?
This the double
I mean,
cross.
why would you rent a car to commit a murder in?
But you told the police that he rented the car, correct?
But there's something I know that they can prove.
All right.
They can prove that he rented the car. But I don't know if it was this car that was used in the murder.
I got his
Why
ass.
not, if you just trying to finesse the police and you
Wait, now you see how it's tug of war, man. Like somebody said, cops and robbers, right? You gotta look at how cold this is. It's a lot of street dudes in the world that, yeah, you gangster on a blacktop, but when you get caught and have to go to trial, and see, this is how they beat you up. They beat you up in black and white. See, everything you said is recorded. They transcript, documentation. Now he's freezing up because he cannot remember the lie. See, they don't tell you in the streets, always remember the lie, because you're going to have to go through trial. You see what I'm saying? And really look at this game, man. Right now, he's stressed out. He can't handle it. She got him. Let's go.
You didn't care if they were going to verify what you said. Why not make up the beef that Thug and Nut had?
Because you got to get this. You got to, like I said, you got to get the facts together. You got to get stuff where you know they can go back and see. Like, for instance, okay, they jumped on me in the club. Everybody know they jumped on me in the club. So I can say, hey, they punched me in my face. That happened.
He got immunity. He's not.
I can say, okay, something that didn't happen. They can't prove that this ain't happened or they did happen.
Right. And you wanted to tell them things that they could verify, correct?
Can you say that again?
And you wanted to make sure you told the police things that they could verify, correct?
I'm trying to make the police believe that I can help them. And if they let me go, that's what I'm willing to do. So every time, let's say the time they didn't let me go, you see, I never came back and helped them. When I told them I get them their gun back, what they had to do, they had to bring SWAT team to get me. So anytime they let me go, they knew I wasn't coming back.
On cross-examination, you talked about a meeting that you had with your lawyer and the U.S. attorneys back in 2015. Do you remember telling Mr., I believe, Steele about a meeting that you had with your lawyer and the U.S. attorneys back in 2015?
Man, hey, let's be honest. It's a lot of these gangbangers right now in the world. Yeah, y'all shooters, squabblers, all that. Yeah, it's good on the surface, but when you get caught up on that level, bro, and they talking about taking you away from this blacktop, your family, your kids, 9 out of 10, some of these niggas is going to tell, bro. You see what I'm saying? He told to get himself up out of jail. That's why I say when you look at the game, listen. Nigga, you play foul ball, but you still trying to be gangster at the same time, though. You got to understand when you look at everything that's put up on the scoreboard, listen, he was already, look, you committed crimes that you were scared to do the time for. So you gave up Thug and you lied on Thug just to help yourself get up off of it. You see what I'm saying? And then when they double back and say, hey, we let you out of jail, we need you now. We need all that energy you had snitching and giving up Thug. Have it right now. Now he got a little money now. You see what I'm saying? He know them hyenas is behind them walls. Thug got West Carmen County. He got Atlanta. He go in any of them up, man. Listen, Woody's like 5'4". You see what I'm saying? 110 pounds. And then eat that boy alive. He don't care about you. You ain't no shooter behind them walls, gang. You see what I'm saying? So he fighting for his life. So he trying to get up out of that and get Thug free. Because if he don't get Thug free, it's over. Let's go.
15 or sometime during that period.
Yes.
Okay. And do you remember telling Mr. Steele that there were some APD officers present when you were going to have that meeting with your lawyer and the U.S. attorneys?
Yes.
What APD officers were there?
Gaither and Dennis, and it was another lady, but I don't know her name. And it was the ATF agent. It was everybody who was in the interrogation room
You mean interrogation room in that June interview?
when they locked me up.
Okay. Do you remember how long you were in the feds before you were going to have that meeting?
It was like probably the first couple months because I fired my lawyer right out the rip.
And why did you fire your lawyer?
Because he working with the state. He was trying to work with the police.
And when you say he was trying to work with the police, what was your understanding of what he was trying to do?
He was trying to get me to do whatever they wanted me to do.
When you say he was trying to get them to do what you wanted?
He was trying to get me to work for the police.
And was that going to be in exchange for a reduction in your sentence?
That's what he told me. He told me that if I go down there and talk with them, they'll throw my case out. But he didn't say it. Like he lied to me how he said it, but he was like, when you go to court, I mean, we just gonna get this case swept under the rug. But when I got down there, it was all the police, they locked me up and I got mad.
And then you decided not to move forward with whatever the agreement was.
Yeah, because I seen it got real and I knew what I had done.
Now, last week on cross-examination and on direct, you testified that YSL is not a gang, correct?
And it still ain't a game.
And you testified it was a music label, correct?
Well, that's the purpose of it.
Okay. And it's a music label that you were never signed to, correct?
Clearly.
Okay. And you never done any songs with Thug, correct?
I haven't.
All right. Now, on cross-examination, do you remember Mrs. Steele playing a portion of the On the Porch video?
Out the porch.
Off the porch, excuse me, thank you for correcting. The Off the Porch video with you?
Yes.
And that was Defense Exhibit JW 246 for the record. Now, that's a blog for up-and-coming artists, correct?
Yes.
And you talk about music?
Yes.
Right. And you talk about life growing up, correct?
I think so.
Now, the portion that Mr. Steele played, was that That was the portion when you called yourself a gangster and said that you would slap people in the face if they tried you or something like that. Do you recall him playing that portion of the clip
Yes,
for you?
yes.
But that was not the entirety of that interview. Is that fair?
No.
Okay. I want to play for you a few portions, okay?
Put the headphones on.
Yes, please. I'm going to first start playing Defense Exhibit JW 246, starting at 00 and ending at 007.
Yeah, they little Woody Freehand Entertainment. Just jumped out of the pool with Dirty Glove Best. Slack YSF for life.
Now, there you said Slat YSL for life, correct?
Yes.
And again, you were never signed to YSL, the label, right?
Not a
Okay. And Slat means slime love all the time, correct?
slack means slack.
Slime love all the time.
If this is, I guess.
All right. Now I want to play JW 246 at 9:15 to 9:47.
And you dropped a music video for that song too. Was that your first music video you shot?
Yeah, first one ever.
Yeah. How'd you think that turned out?
It was fun. It turned out great. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Yeah. I like it. Still watch it today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm. And you rep YS. And you dropped a music video for that song too. Was that your first music video you shot?
Yeah, first one ever.
Yeah.
Mhm.
How'd you think that turned out?
It was fun. It turned out great. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Yeah. I like it. Still watch it today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm. And you rep YSL a lot in your music.
Gang. You know,
How far back does your
I don't know if y'all paying attention, but if y'all realize what's going on, Dirty Glove Bastard, they gave permission for the courts to use that, because you can't just play their content. You could file charges against that. So that tells you that all these major podcast blog sites, man, the feds can come in and say, hey, we want that footage. If you give it to them, you know what I'm saying, they won't look at you. But if you don't, you know, it might be ugly. But this just goes to show you, man, they could use any platform or anybody's blog against you, you know what I'm saying, or they find charges, something on you and intimidate you. I would have never gave up that footage. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, ain't watching everything you do, gang. Let's go.
relationship with them go?
yeah, still.
When he said rep, he asked you if you rep YSL in your music. You said gang, correct?
No, I said game.
Why would you say gang?
Game. Like I wanted to be a part of YSL. I wanted, like, on the papers, I wanted to be a YSL artist.
This interview was done in 2020, correct?
One of them years.
Okay. Is it fair to say this is after you got out the feds, correct?
Yes, yes.
All right. And at this point, you had known Doug for a number of years, correct?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And it was fair to say at some point in time, y'all were friends.
Yes.
Okay. And even at this point, you still were not signed to YSL, the label, correct?
But me and him spoken about it.
Okay.
And he just told me I had to convince him that this is what I really wanted to do.
And you still aren't signed to the label, correct?
I had went back to jail.
All right. I'm going to play the last section, which is 2010 to 2040.
Examine is cold, man. They cross you up. That's why I say you got to be smart too when you out here gang banging and be a thug, homie. Because once you caught, look at you, man. They put everything you said up on you and they trap you in the corner and bait you.
Better than that, you know, everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what's up. All right. Any last words or shout outs before we get you out of here?
You know, shout out to the game. YSF for life. You know what I mean? Shout out my nigga Munt, Ralph, you know, Threat. You know what I mean? For the ops. You know what I mean?
You said shout out to the gang, YSL, some other people, Threat, and then fuck the ops.
Mm-hmm.
Who are the ops?
The ops.
The ops of another record label?
No, my ops. Fuck them.
All right. But this is after you talked about shout out to the gang YSL, correct?
I said shout out to the gang. Then I said YSL. I said fuck the ops.
When you said shout out to the gang YSL, you're not talking about the music label, correct?
Which, can you say it again?
You're not talking about the music label, correct?
I don't get what you're asking.
When you said shout out to the gang YSL, you're not talking about the music label, correct?
I'm pretty sure, I know you're not you're not in the streets, but you keep sticking on this gang stuff, and I don't know how much it's gonna take to convince you that when you're a gang, you can't be 2-3 different gangs or sets of members. Like, again, you can't be YSL, the gang in your voice, and be a blood, because let's say if YSL is a gang and YSL get into a blood gang members, you got to pick. So what you gonna do?
So, hey, this is where you see he has good. Man, he might got a 5th grade education, but he can comprehend and break down information and spin a narrative. That's like saying YSL, we got like 30 Hoover members, we got 10 Grape Street members, we got some 6-0s over there, some 8 Trays, some 40s, and we got some Pyru Bloods, all under the same umbrella, but they going as a gang. It's impossible. You know what I'm saying? You got to get that up. So, yeah, like he busting it down. Like, see, she almost caught him up right there. The way he breaking that down, yeah, he got this one. You know what I'm saying? But she's stabbing at him right now.
You a blood or you YSL? It don't make sense. And if you a blood's not gonna let you be YSL. If it's a gang, just like with Crips or just like anything else.
But you gave up being a blood, correct?
Yeah, I did.
All right. So when it said YSL for life, gang, that's who you rep now.
No,
correct?
I said, no, I always been 30 deep when I was a gang member. But 30 deep is not a gang. You know what I mean? It's just my neighborhood. A gang in Atlanta is Bloods, Crips, GDs, or whatever. And let me correct that. To certain people, it's not a gang to them, but y'all trying to say YSL when you know, Atlanta, we monkey see, monkey do. We see people doing something, we want to be a part of it. We want to represent it. We want to say it. If you see that most of these people in the courtrooms don't got no ties to me, I never seen them before. So you can't say it's a gang. A gang, everybody know who he is. Everybody, we rock together. A lot of these guys, we don't did stuff to each other.
And it's in the same video where you called yourself a gangster, correct? That's the portion that Mr. Steele paid for you last week, right?
It's entertainment.
All right. Now, on cross-examination, Mr. Steele played for you a portion of that jail call with you, Max, Thug, and Deshaun. Do you remember that?
Yes.
And do you remember the portion of the call that he played for you?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, I remember some of it.
All right. I'm going to show you.
No, Woody getting sleepy. Yeah, he definitely makes it look stupid.
All right, I'd like to go through a jail call that the state played for you, the Stone played for you earlier this week. It's, Your Honor, it's already in evidence. It's State's Exhibit number 295Y. And specifically, Your Honor, starts at 128. And just to orient the jurors, this should be the 13th day of June of 2015. So 13th day of June 2015. And I believe you said that you're on the phone, and there's other people on the phone too, but Jeffrey's sister, you identified her, or she'd been identified as Max, and then Jeffrey in the background, maybe his voice on the phone. is on the call. I'd like to just play that short snippet, okay?
I can't hear that.
I don't think it's playing.
What's up, Woody? Yeah. Look, John, yeah, he got fun. John? Yeah. How much the money is?
15,000, but I go to a blind come about 15.
You found the button too?
I'm on lockdown, so they only let me out one time a day. But my brother there did.
You just when he hang up, the quick on call his brother and so his brother so he give you money. Is your brother no, I'm saying call his brother on sign it. Yeah, Deshaun, where you at? I'm at home. You ain't got no ride? I can get your brother friend. Meet me on University. On University what? That gas station you already. You know what that gas station at Stella. Meet me at Stella.
Hey, man.
Okay. Yeah.
Look, you ain't right, man.
What did he do?
I'm gonna take some money, bro.
He told what's that? Well,
You come out rock.
Yeah.
You told him Roscoe too. You say don't fucking play, bro. You told him Roscoe. You told him Roscoe just like he Roscoe ain't no fucking good. He don't give a fuck. I don't agree.
He gotta play the fifth. He knows. Listen, hey, catch it right. Lil Woody knows what's at stake at this point. He knows, make no doubt about it. Lil Woody definitely gave up information that should have never been displayed, right? But he also testified he been lying this whole time just to get them elroys off of him. So you got to understand the pushback. The prosecution don't have too much on him. He's pleading the fifth. He don't recall. He's playing dumb. You see what I'm saying? But the whole time is this. He has to free. Only way he can make it up out of this, because we already know, man, 99% of these dudes will probably do the same thing if they was put in Lil Woody's position. But, you know, it's different. Not like that. But the South, man, the code is not really enforced like it is on the West Coast. Like, you know what I'm saying? West Coast, you supposed to die behind this. You see what I'm saying? Out there, it's like, shit, they give too much time. Imagine they throwing 90 years at Lil Woody. He got a new baby on the way. You know what I'm saying? All these dudes that betray him, they not rocking with him like that. And then you expect him to go do 90 years. Some of them dudes go be like, man, them niggas, man, look, you got to understand as a man, bro. And when you look at that, I know for a fact, all them dudes betray him. He did this to himself, for number one. You supposed to stand, when we look at this, bro, you supposed to stand on business, bro. It's this invisible line that you sign up for. You don't get to back down when it get heavy. But most of these dudes do once they see that niggas betrayed them. Once they've been betrayed, they like all bets off. You see what I'm saying? I've been through the South. I've seen a lot of them dudes. You know, on the West Coast, you got thousands of niggas who you know what I'm saying, that's going to stand on principle, on the code. You know what I'm saying? He probably didn't do nothing at all. He was just in the back seat. He going to take that 80 years like everybody else because he knew he was in the car. He was with it. and he was okay with it happening, and niggas are standing on business. Don't get it wrong. A lot of niggas on the West Coast, they fold too. But Lil Woody, he knows he has to free Young Thug if he ever want a chance at survival. It's no way you can cut that. You see what I'm saying? Because he's famous at this point. Yeah, you winning, you touching the bag, you doing these interviews. But when the smoke blow, is what you gonna do? You see what I'm saying? So it's back against the wall. Let's go.
When you get out of there, I can have him talk to you. I really feel some type of way. I'm gonna talk to you about it when you get out.
Man, listen, man, I'm tired of this shit.
I ain't playing with you. I ain't fucking playing with you either. Got a fucking birthday on the way. What's wrong with you?
Yeah. I appreciate it. Tell you, but I love you.
He hear you? You gotta get this motherfucker mind together. He said you gotta get your mind together. Like you did.
Man, bro, I've been left out there. I ain't heard nobody, bro. I just feel like nigga left me out there. I ain't did shit.
You ain't never got there long. You just want to be out there person. Boy, we ain't fucked up no more. You ain't gotta be out there telling this.
Shit, I had no choice.
That way gonna get you time.
That's it.
Yes, and that is where Mr. Steele ended the call. Do you remember that from last week?
Yes, that was last week.
Okay. Now, a few things. Do you recall last week, Mr. Steele asking you when you all were talking about Little D? Do you remember him asking you if Thug said anything when you all were talking about Little D? Do you remember him asking you that?
Shit. I don't know when brought the D name up.
Do you remember Mr. Steele asking you, though, specifically, if you heard Thug say anything when you mentioned Little D on that phone call?
I don't get what you're asking me.
Last week, after Mr. Steele played that call for you,
Yes.
do you remember him asking you some questions after he played that call for you?
Yes.
And do you remember him asking you whether or not Thug said anything after you talked about Little D in the jail call?
Yes.
Okay. And do you remember your response being, no, Thug did not say anything?
He didn't. I didn't hear him say anything.
Is that not Thug who says, Little D, that pussy ass told?
Oh, you gotta play it again. I didn't hear that.
All right, I'd like to go through
You playing the whole thing over?
a jail call. It should be the 13th day of June. Other people on the phone too, but Jeff on the phone. It's on the.
Can I speak?
After
I can't hear me.
I don't think it's playing.
Hello. Wait. Actually, Woody.
Yeah.
What's up, Woody? Yeah. Look, John, yeah, you got fun. Don, Deshaun. Yeah. How much the money is?
15,000, but I go to a bond because bond come up by 15.
You found the bun company?
I'm on lockdown, so they don't let me out one time a day. But my brother there did.
You guys when he hang up, please don't call his brother and I'm so his brother so he get his money. His little brother no, I'm saying because his brother gonna sign it. Yeah, Deshaun, where you at? I'm at home. You don't got no ride? I can get your brother friend. Meet me on University. On University where? That gas station you already. You know where that gas station at Chevron. Meet me at Chevron. Hey, man. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, right. What did he do? I'm gonna say too much. He told what I did. Well, you come out rock. Yeah. You told rock.
Did you hear we said D told pussy ass?
Yeah, I heard it.
Okay. Is that not the who said that?
I can't say 100% if it was him or somebody else. I can't say, but I heard it.
Okay. Now,
But me going to jail was for a gun that he bought for me. So throughout the interviews, you'll see that they just be me breaking my mojo. I mean, the D name was never brought up for me to say he ain't right. That's proof of me lying, and I'm pointing it out to you.
were you saying that little D wasn't right because you wanted him to claim the gun from the Dunbar Center?
No, I was saying that D wasn't right because I'm trying to manipulate everybody.
Okay. All right. Now, Mr. Steele, when he played the call for you, he ended the call, but that was before Max actually got off the phone. Is that correct?
What you mean?
When he stopped the call, that wasn't the entirety of when Max was on the phone with you, correct?
He played the call. I listened to it.
Okay. I want to play for you 378 Yankee Echo, and we're going to start at 3:48.
He's lying, man. He's telling you that, and you still in disbelief.
And my apologies for the record. We're going to be playing 395 Yankee. Starting at about 350.
You ain't never out there alone. You just want to be out there in the trenches. And bro, we ain't fucked up no more. You ain't got to be hanging out there in Cannonville.
Shit, I had no choice.
That way gonna get you time, Cannonville. Out there in them apartments. I keep telling you that.
Yeah.
And wait for that shit, bro. Hey, you gotta realize it be, yeah. Swear to God, we kill nuts, so they gonna stay on you.
Yeah. Hello.
Stay away from that shit, bro. You just don't know it be your hood, bro. Your hood scare you, bro. That trust me, your hood is the main hood. Them the main people that want to have you fucked up before anybody else on the street do. You know what I'm saying? You play scared of you.
I already know.
You gotta stay away from that shit. You got a little girl now. I've been telling you that shit. Cause I ain't gonna lie. I was just mad at your ass, bro. On my money, how you want
the phone going off for me like I don't did something wrong, bro.
damn. Call Max. Motherfucker.
Man, you know Valerie told me that.
But I'm saying you listen big bad. They call my phone 20 times, bro. You know what I'm telling you? They all just call my phone 20 times. No call ID, then we get right in the car. You walk past me like you're a boss. Bitch, I got it on me, that fake ass weave in your head, ho. I just drop your ass. And I got my pistol on me too, ho. Don't try me, fuck around with you. I just told on me, listen to this fat ass hoe. She wanna keep up drama, bro. Yeah. Come on, man. This hoe just told somebody look just on her house. Don't listen to her.
You finished?
Yes. So the portion that Mr. Steele did not play was when Max said, swear to God, we killed Nut, correct?
What you mean?
I played for you the clip.
I heard you. I don't get what your question is.
The portion that was not played was when Max said, swear to God, we killed Nut.
She said they swear to God we killed Nut. But if that's what you want her to say, then
That's what the recording says, swear to God. I'll rephrase, Your Honor.
Sustained, rephrase.
In the interview, did you hear, swear to God, we killed Nut? I mean, in the jail call, excuse me.
I'm telling you what she said. I mean, I talk to her on a daily basis. Like, I might not can't hear, but I can I can understand street talk slang. And she saying what they saying in the streets. They swear to God we killed Nut.
Did you hear the person in the background said, we smoked Nut?
You gotta play it again. I didn't hear that. But I never heard of that.
Okay, we'll play.
See,
it
this
again.
is the double cross.
Thank
She's
you.
trying to get
I wanna hear the
him
whole thing.
to admit that they heard the same thing. She's trying to tie in loose ends. But he can always use street ebonics to throw it off. He's going to narrate it in a different direction. That's the only play he can do right here. Because she got this question is a dead bang. So he got to figure out a way.
Yeah, I got there in Canterville.
Shit, I had no choice.
That wasn't gonna get you time, Canterville. Out there in them apartments. I keep telling you that.
Yeah.
And what's
Man.
that shit, bro? It be hey, you gotta realize it be, yeah. Swear to God, we killed Nut, so they gonna stay on you.
Yeah. Hello.
Stay away from that
Can you
shit.
play it again? It was so fast. Not the whole thing. I can't.
Yeah, we're just gonna play that portion for you.
He got to figure out a way to twist it.
Time, Canterville. Out there in them apartments. I keep telling you that.
Yeah.
And what's
Man.
that shit, bro? It be hey, you gotta realize it be, yeah. Swear to God, we killed Nut, so they gonna stay on you.
Yeah. Hello.
Did you hear that?
No, I didn't hear it.
Okay. Let me ask you, who is the we?
Huh?
Who is the we?
See, you hear what she said? They gonna stay on me. Like, I don't know.
He says, swear to God, we killed Nut. Who is the we?
Ask Dolly.
See, the problem is this right here, right? Why is she's talking like that while he's in jail, knowing that the phone calls is recorded? You see what I'm saying? That puts him in a cold bond right now. It puts him on a limb. Now he has to narrate this and try to come out with a win, making it seem like, you know, she's speaking in general. You know what I'm saying? Not directly towards him, her, or the other guy. But both of them they said too much on that phone call, knowing he's in jail. All calls are being recorded. You see what I'm saying? That's why I say you got to watch the people that's around you. Because them be the motherfuckers to get you caught up, man. You see what I'm saying? Dang. Come on, Woody. Come up out of that. Let's go.
I'm asking you.
This
Sustained.
Why didn't you ask her, what we are we talking about?
because that's what the streets are saying.
So who is the we?
Objection
calls
for speculation.
Sustained.
You didn't ask, why didn't you get clarification as to who she was talking about?
Because I heard it in the streets myself.
So when you heard it in the streets, what did you hear in the streets?
Sustained.
Plead the fifth. Use your constitutional
When
right.
Dolly is talking to you, is this when you were being shot at because people thought that you killed Nut?
I don't get what you mean. Can you be more specific?
When you told Dolly that it was people were coming after you, was this because people thought that you had something to do with Nut's murder?
Sustained.
Oh yeah, I'm yeah.
Why do you think people were coming after you?
It's more the police that I was really speaking on coming after me. It's like every time I did something, they was popping up. Like I wasn't worrying about nobody in the streets. It was the police. So that's why I kept saying they come after me. I was going to jail for charges I didn't even commit, crimes I didn't even do. Like that's why I was telling her, like, I ain't got nobody, I ain't got nothing. I ain't got no money to get myself no lawyer, no man. Every time I come outside, the police locking me up. I actually went to jail in a county I never even been to.
When you heard her say, either according to you, you think or they think we killed Nut, who did you understand the we to be?
Shit, they kept telling me. They kept saying me and these people on the west side, me and me and Meetng, me, Doc and Head. They were telling me and everybody to it. So I knew she was talking about me and whatever the street saying. So,
and all those people you just named, those are all people who are associated with YSL, correct?
no.
All right. Now,
Only people that was associated was Doug and Meetng. That's not that was, y'all try to put a part of this.
now you talked about at any point did they ever say that it was you and Dolly that killed Nut?
What you mean?
You said that they were saying it was me and Thug, me and Meetng, me and this person. Did you
I'm
ever
pretty
hear
sure
that it
you
was
heard the
me?
rumors when it happened. You know what I mean? They put my name in there with everybody.
I'm asking you, did they ever put your name in there with Dolly?
I don't remember them saying it. So I can't say yeah or no to that.
Now, you continuously talked about wanting to finesse people. Do you recall last week, Mr. Steele showing you a clip from your interview when you were talking to Detective Dennis about Bloody J and having Bloody J and Thug become friends again? Do you remember him playing that exhibit for you?
Yes.
I'm going to play for you State's Exhibit 378 Yankee Echo at 10:40.
It's the same one?
No.
Jurors, when they're getting all these set up, because it seems to take a minute, if y'all want to stand up and stretch or anything, that'd be a good time to do that. I know it can get tedious sitting all day long. I do it all day long. Lawyers too.
See, a lot of people can't handle this pressure right here. Especially when you out here thugging, man. You know what I'm saying? You got to be mentally prepared for this type of battle. Because all the phone calls, wiretaps, the surveillance, the stakeouts, the whole time they've been watching these boys for years. You see what I'm saying? So now he has to figure out a way to beat, this prosecutor. This prosecutor got so much data on him, so much transcripts of what he said that he don't remember. And we know in the streets, you have to remember the lie. If you want to maintain and sustain, you got to remember the lie. Everybody know you got to start clocking. That's why you got to start clocking this game. Anytime you say something on the phone, assume somebody's recording. Always assume. This should be a life lesson to anybody that's playing in the streets, man. It is intense, but this part of the game. And people only play the physical. They don't play the mental. This is how you get caught up. A lot of people is not prepared for this.
10, 2015, that you tried to get Mr. Williams or Jeffrey, and do you know who Bloody J is? I heard of. Do you know the given name Justin Ussery, excuse me? With it, that's fine. I'm gonna use Bloody J, okay? Do you remember telling the police, and this is Your Honor, JW240D, was in David State Certificate number 378YE. It's June 10, 2015, meeting, interrogation, whatever, or conference with law enforcement and Mr. Copeland. It's 10:40:37 a.m. to 10:41:08 a.m. And Mr. Copeland, tell us if you hear this, okay? And if it's not, you correct us. Detective Dennis tells you, so the night at Crucial, when you were saying they jumped on you, you said, when all the, I'm just not saying it, but SHI blank popped off. So what happened, Mr. Detective Dennis, what happened when you came outside with Bloody J? Because you were saying last time that there's overlapping conversation, meaning I can't understand it, multiple people speaking. And you said, when Detective Dennis said, when you were trying to bring everybody back together. And the Detective Dennis said, you were like, is he ready? And Thug or Jeffrey kept saying, nah, he ain't ready. You remember that? That was Detective Dennis saying, you remember you told us that when you said, and you said, you mixing things up. You're talking about the time we was in when I called Bloody J and tried to get him and Jeffrey or Thug, you said, back, cool. That's what I'm targeting, okay? So please listen to it. If I said it wrong, just say it right. Your Honor, can Mr. Copeland listen to this, please? And the jury.
So the night at Crucial, that when you were saying they jumped on you, right? When all shit popped off. So what happened when you came outside with Bloody J? Because you were saying the last time when you were trying to bring everybody back together, you was like, be ready. And I stood and said, I am. You remember that? You remember you told us that? When you said you're cleaning it up, you talking about the time they made shit on that house that day, trying to get him through that cool.
Remember saying that you were.
Now, in watching that video, do you see that you corrected Investigator Dennis when he had some facts wrong?
What you mean? You said, did I correct him?
Correct. Did you correct in the interview? Did you correct Investigator Dennis when he had some facts wrong?
Right, I'm listening.
So if you were trying to finesse the jury, why even correct him when he had something wrong?
I wasn't trying to finesse the jury. I was trying to finesse the police.
Correct. When you're trying to finesse the police, why correct him if he had something wrong?
Because they after me. And like I said, just when we going, one thing I know about Dennis, I know I gotta come correct when I'm talking to him, so I gotta. But Dennis, I know Dennis play games.
Right. So you said, when it comes in, you have to come correct. That's what you just said, right?
No, I'm saying, like, when I say come correct, I'm saying, like, I gotta. It's harder convincing Dennis and Gaten. Like, you gotta really make them believe, like,
because they can see like you said before, Gaither can see through your BS, correct?
What I said before is that, like when I make up the names, I know that I can't come to Gaten with the names I done made up. She gonna already know I made them up. So it's different. Like when I'm dealing with like different polices. When it come to Gaten, I gotta be more convincing than I will with Thorpe.
Okay. Also, let me ask you, in 2015, is it fair to say that you were closer to Shannon than you were with Duop?
With who?
With Duop.
If I was closer with Shannon than I was with Duop?
Yes.
I guess.
Okay. And matter of fact, Duop is Yak's friend, correct?
I'm cool with Duop.
but that's more Yak's friend than it is your friend. Is that fair to say?
I guess.
So if you're trying to finesse the police or mixing some truth with a little lie, then you would agree with me that the full truth doesn't matter, correct? Like if you're trying to mix in a little truth with a little lie, then the full truth doesn't matter, correct?
You're trying to
So my
catch him
whole
up.
purpose was in the interview was my little girl birthday is coming up, and they every time they got me, they would ask me questions and they would laugh and act like they was believing the stuff I was saying. So when they got me on June 10th,
You see how he deflect and rejected the question? That's how you do it. Because look, he was in a tight squeeze right there. She asked him a verbatim question and he deflect and gave a whole nother story that's not pertaining to the question. Now that's the throw off. That's why this is where you got to look at Lil Woody as, okay, he understands 2 + 2 makes 4. You see what I'm saying? He just don't know how to divide the information to get a different equation. But when you look at it, hey, he holding, hey, he keeping up, man. That boy can really handle some conversation. You got to play a sucker to catch a sucker, man. Let's go.
I didn't want to go to jail. I'm not scared of jail. You feel me? I know how to adapt to my environment. It's just the timing of when they got me. And my whole purpose was if I could convince these people that I work with them and I help them out and do whatever I do to let me go. And that's what my intentions. Y'all keep dragging me in here like I got facts. You know what I mean? And I don't.
I'm going to show you what's already been admitted at 67-378 Yankee Echo at 534-49.
Do I listen to it or it's a picture or something?
I'm going to show you and you're going to listen to it.
Okay.
Or I'm going to ask you if you can listen to it, please.
Yak driving, Shannon with the AK, Nara with the pistol, and Doo-Wop with the pistol.
Nah, I don't think you gonna have a pistol.
Okay. All right. But you just know what seats, how everybody was sitting in the car, and all you know is that Yak was driving.
Yeah, I didn't know yet. They said yeah, we'll drive.
That's based on what Meetng told you.
Yeah.
Lil D. Okay. Did they say that to anybody else or just y'all little circle?
Like,
And we're going to stop it at 535-18. In that clip, you clarified for the police who had guns, correct?
Again, if I wasn't there and Lil D wasn't there, how could we say what happened?
All right. Because you were telling them what Little D told you, correct?
But if Lil D wasn't there, how could he tell me what happened?
Okay. You told the detectives and you clarified that it was Shannon and Nar shooting a gun, Yak was driving, and Doo-Wop didn't have a gun. That's what you just told the police, correct?
Right.
All right. If you were just trying to tell them anything, why not tell the police that Doo-Wop had the gun?
Again, I can't, right now, everybody in this courtroom see what's going on in this courtroom. The people who's not in this courtroom, they can't say what's going on in this courtroom. So if Lil D say that this what happened in that car, he had to be in that car to know that. If I say that's what happened in the car, I had to be in that car to know that. Neither one of us in that car to know that. So it shows, again, that I'm just saying whatever.
Okay. I'm asking you, why would you tell the police or put the gun in your friend's hand when you could have put the gun in Doo-Wop's hand?
So again, January they got me, February they got me, whatever month come out today they got me. They got me every month. I wasn't convincing neither of them times because they were locking me up or whatever. I wasn't convincing them, so I had to be more convincing. It ain't like it's just like, okay, let me put it on Doo-Wop. It's the spare of the moment. So in the spare of the moment, you gotta get them up off for you. You just gotta off the top. Like, but I wasn't listening to this. I'm sorry. I mean, like, I don't mean no harm, but I wasn't there to be able to say what anybody had. And there's just proof. And no matter how many times you ask me, which ways you ask me, and it's just what it is.
And again, you're just telling the police what Little D told you, right?
Lil D can't tell me something that he ain't. If Lil D say I was in the car and this what happened, then okay, I say that. But
All right, so look, at this point, you're badgering the witness. I mean, you're badgering him. you're going to get the same results. It don't matter how you catch that. Make no doubt about it. She knows she has to stay persistent and consistent with the questions because she's trying to find a breaking point. You see what I'm saying? He's tired. Look, the CA had the AC on, had him cold, got him shivering. These are all tactics to get him to break. You see what I'm saying? She knows without a doubt if she stay drilling him, and she's know he's going to recant on majority of everything she's asking him, but she's looking for that soft spot. This is why I say you have to be ready for mental war. This is a mental war. This is the battle of the mind, battle of the fitness. And at this point, by her crossing examining him, see, everything has already been exposed from the ex-parte meeting, right? But when you look at the questions that she's asking, it's repetitive. You see what I'm saying? And he cannot have his brain capacity is operating over overload. But you can't really see his flaws because he keeps a smooth tone. He knows he has to breathe in between those questions. He's staying on point, but if she stay at it, at some point, you know, due to his mental capacity, he's going to break, man. He's going to break. But she don't got nothing, man. Do you understand how intense this got to be? Especially for a straight dude that probably only used 5 or 200 thoughts out of 80,000 thoughts a day, man. This nigga is... Hey, look, he won me over with giving him credit of fighting this war on trap. You see what I'm saying? Because he's copping that he's been lying. So what y'all gonna say about it? Let's go.
But if I'm sitting right here lying saying that D told me something that I know that he didn't tell me and he know that he didn't tell me, because for us to know that, we had to be there.
And the reason why you wanted to make sure you were accurate with what you told the police is
Sorry, I didn't hear you.
sure. The reason why you wanted to be as accurate as possible when you talk to the police is because they told you that they were going to try to verify what you were telling them, correct?
Well, when Nut got killed, the people on the scene was already saying what they saw. So, like I said, you just take pieces of what you hear, you know what I mean, and you just put them together.
Now, last week, Mr. Shard talked to you about making up fictional characters. Do you recall that?
I think I just spoke on it.
Yeah. He asked you about making up Little Rick and Quez as related to the stolen items that were found on June 10th, 2015.
I'm listening.
Do you remember him asking you about making up when you talked about Nut's chain, that he told you that you made that up as far as stealing Nut's chain and who stole Nut's chain?
I made somewhat to a certain extent, but the truth of the matter, I didn't steal it. The door was open. I keep telling you that.
Okay. He asked you about making up characters as it related to threat shooting up the barbershop. Do you remember him asking you about making up individuals regarding the barbershop being shot up?
I'm listening. I'm listening.
So if you know how to make up people in those instances, why won't you just make up people for the night of Nut's murder in order to finesse your way out of getting in trouble?
So if you realize Gaither and them wasn't in front of me. So when Gaither and them did get in front of me, I know what I'm dealing with. And when it was in the investigator that I knew didn't know me, I could tell them anything. But when it's Gaither and them in front of me, I gotta convince them. Like I gotta convince them that to make them believe me. So just like for instance with Shannon, it was stupid that I put Mitch's name because I know Gaither gonna be like, Woody, really? When have you and Shannon never not been together? But it's just a roll of a dice.
Okay. Do you recall that it was Gaither who you told about Little Rick and Quez?
You confused. Say that again.
Do you recall that it was Gaither who you talked to about Little Rick and Quez?
So
Oh, sorry.
yes.
Do you recall it was Gaither who talked to about Little Mike and Quez?
Yes. But I said they were from the west side.
Okay.
Ms. Hilton, how much longer do you think you anticipate on your redirect?
Probably about 20 minutes, Sean.
All right, go
maybe
ahead.
about 25 minutes.
Go ahead.
Well, I'm sorry. I have 2 jail calls, so it's gonna be a little bit longer.
All right, let's break for lunch. Y'all be back at 1:30, please.
Lil Woody is handling his candle. Boy, listen. When they come back from lunch, man, hey, it's gonna get real intense for him. So I hope he taking time to just meditate, don't talk to nobody, and just figure this shit out. Look at Thug back there, like nigga. Hey, he's a good character. He know how to rock a character. Let me tell you, he know how to play his role real good. He knows everything is predicated off of making sure Thug get free. Because he got to realize it's bigger than him at this point. His family, he got kids. People are going to be in danger if they take down the big, you know what I'm saying, the big guy. So with that being said, man, we're going to get up
All right,
on this white
we're going to take up a matter at lunch that y'all got noticed.
All right, I got to get back to my other main channel, man. I got to do some more research over there, man. But thank y'all for tuning in over here at NINABOY Hood Reactions. I don't know if we gonna carry this YSL case all the way through, but at the same time, man, hey, y'all know how I'm coming. There's always content on this channel, and I'll see y'all on my next channel. And yeah, man, y'all make sure y'all tune in this afternoon, man. We going up. And let's go.